everybody? Welcome to the Damn Dude Podcast. This is episode 94. Give me some more. That's what that was supposed to be. It kind of happened too fast. I timed that wrong, but you know what it is, Welcome to episode 94. Give me some more. So, welcome, everybody. Welcome. I just got everybody all hyped up. Now I'm like, all right, now it's time to relax, chill. It's like... Or is this your go hard fucking working out type of jam? You know what I'm saying? If it is, then, give me some more. Dude, there used to, oh man, me and my homie Skins used to go to the gym, and there was this guy. He basically, his name became Come On Babe, his name was Push It Babe. I think that was his name. But him and his girlfriend would be there every day, and like, it was cool. They were doing their thing, but it was funny because they were just so like extra about everything they were doing. It was like, they would be like shouting in the gym, like, come on, babe, push it, babe, push it, babe, push it. And then like in reverse, she'd be like, come on, babe, and he'd be like, rah, rah. We would just stand there and be like, damn, bro, like, okay. I wasn't intending to talk about that, but if you're new to the show, welcome. Again, this is episode 94 of the Damn Dude Podcast. Welcome. Welcome to the family. You know what I'm saying? This is a show about self-understanding, and we talk about shit in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Some cool type of shit. And, today, kind of the theme has to do with putting yourself first. And this kind of goes into a range of this goes a couple different ways. I had to pull a knife on somebody this weekend. We're going to talk about that. Got some new tattoos. What else? And then we're going to talk about also the difference between our feelings and emotions and how we can actually use this information to our benefit to further our emotional intelligence and move forwards and grow with real life examples. You know what I'm saying? So let's just fucking get into this shit. You know what I mean? So first of all, this has to do with putting myself first, which is giving my practice speech. So if you listen to the last episode, I mentioned I have to give a 10-minute speech. And I practiced, and it was kind of terrible, but at the same time, it wasn't too bad. It was just a little like wordy, maybe. So basically who I am is, my name is Calvin. I go by California Cal, born and raised in San Diego. I've lived in a few different places. I lived in Hawaii, lived in LA, IB. I've lived around Claremont, but I grew up in Mira Mesa, Mecca Town, Mira Mesa.
I know Mira Mesa.
That's where I really represent where I'm from. I just turned 36 years old, and basically to paint the picture of who I am and what I do, I basically summarized it and boiled it all down to a couple key points in life, which equaled why I do what I do. And if you've heard this before, you haven't, because this is the first time you're listening to this. Oh shit. So like, and it's kind of funny. I was having a conversation with my friend, and it was like, damn, I never know what hat you're gonna be wearing. That was kind of the thing. You know, it's like, yeah, like day to day, I'm always coming with something different, or I'm doing something different, or I'm up to something different. It's always related, but like, I don't know, I'm always up to some weird shit. But anyway, so that's a great way to fucking have an introduction. So basically what I've done is I boiled it down to a couple key elements and key factors, which is when I was a kid, my little sister, my great grandma, my great aunt all passed away in the same month. That caused me to stop speaking basically for like about a year in second grade. I would just observe, and everything kind of turned into this life or death scenario for me. And that caused me to start looking up to gangsters and, just the whole gangbang culture, because it was relatable to me. I saw it was the pain that was relatable, and there was like this unity through the pain that equaled that outcome, right? And it was like, yo, we got to look out for each other type of vibe. It wasn't like, yo, we got to go hurt people type of vibe. And I think that's where a lot of people got gangs confused and mixed up, is that they think gangs are out to hurt people. Well, a lot of new gangs where where it's not real gang culture, where they're just emulating what they've seen from TV and heard on music, like that's not really it. And real gangsters from real gangs, they don't act like that. They don't get down like that. All that stuff is not in their moral code or standards. You know what I'm saying? So moving forwards, when I'm 15, my second mom, somebody who I consider second mom, passes away. And then, you know, when I'm 17, I get accused of murder. I get my house raided, get in a lot of trouble, get kicked out of high school, the whole thing. You know, and I started turning my life around after that. And when I turned 20, my two best friends got murdered. My ex had gotten 5.5 years, had gotten pregnant by somebody else. I had gotten fired from my job. I dropped out of firefighter school. I was like 2 classes away from being a firefighter. And I'm just like, fuck. On top of that, I broke my skull, neck, and back in 8 places in a motorcycle accident. So I'm like, have to basically relearn to walk, and fucking, I wasn't supposed to live or be able to talk or do all this stuff ever again. And I still can, which is amazing to me. And what happened was like, damn, I still want to be able to help people. So how do I do that? You know, I can't be a firefighter anymore. Maybe I could, but at the time it just didn't seem like it, right? So it hit me. I was like,
damn, dude.
Yo, we gotta, like, drowning is the cause of accidental death for children 5 and under in the world. That's insane. That means there's something we could do about this, because it's accidental deaths, and that's drowning. And if kids had the skills, then they wouldn't drown. You know what I'm saying? If they understood breath control, they would know what direction to go to get out of the water. They would know what direction to go to roll to float. They would know how to roll and do that, right? So that's what I focused on, and I started doing that. And a lot of things that people told me aren't possible, I fucking didn't believe it, and accomplished what I thought they said wasn't accomplishable, right? So walking, teaching these babies who we supposedly can't communicate with, but I can communicate with them just fine. Because breath control and body language is universal. And if you know how to communicate through breathing patterns and breath control, then you can almost communicate to anybody to a certain degree. So, yeah, so I think that's pretty fascinating. So that's what I've been doing for the past 14 years, is teaching babies life-saving skills, providing families with peace of mind by doing so, as well as helping adults overcome lifelong fears, because about 50% of the adults in the world, over 50% of the adults in the world, do not know how to swim and or are actively afraid of the water, or they just know enough to know how to not die. And that's not necessarily fun or an enjoyable experience. So I help people change that and overcome that. I didn't learn to swim till I was about 12, 13 years old. So I remember what it was like to feel that feeling of being terrified. And because I can communicate through breath control and body positioning, we can make it work. So that's what I do, and that's who I am. And you guys just heard my practice speech right now, because my practice speech got cut from 10 minutes to 5 minutes. So I think that was 5 minutes. Yeah. So, and also that's who I am. So if you're new to the show, welcome, because we're moving into episode 100 pretty fucking quick here. And the more that we move into episode 100, woo, we're just going to keep going. The show's going to keep getting crazier and crazier. I got a feeling we're not going to be taking it we're not going to be at like, no, that's not true. I was going to say it's going to get a little sillier and whatever. It kind of already is, but you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this weekend, I went to go, was I picking up or dropping off? I forget if I was picking up or dropping off my kids, but I'm down there. My little one's in the back seat, and I'm standing outside talking to my oldest, and we're standing on the sidewalk. We're pulled over in front of the house. We're not like pulled over, but I parked in front of the side of the house. What am I saying? The words don't even make sense. I parked along the sidewalk. We're both standing on the sidewalk, well, the littlest one inside and inside the car in his car seat. And we're standing there talking, and then and it's nighttime. All of a sudden, this crazy fuck just runs up, like literally runs. Hold on, the camera's kind of sideways. Let me just, whoa. There you go, guys. Okay, sorry, I had to fix that. So this fucking crazy fuck just runs around the side of the truck, runs around the side of my Jeep, and fucking is just like, what are you guys doing? And I was like, yo, I put up hands, like it was that type of fucking sketchy and weird and scary. And this guy's like, what's up? What are you guys doing? And I was like, chilling. What's up, man? Like, what's good, homie? And I don't know if I said man. I was probably in like in hood mode. Like, what's up, homie? But so he runs up on us, and I'm like, and I was like, Nate, you know this guy? And then before he could even my oldest son, before he could even answer, he's like, huh? Like, he looks to see who I'm even talking about. And this dude fucking just pops up out of the side. He's asking us, she's getting all in our face. And I was like, chilling, homie. I'm just here to get my kids, bro. And he was like, huh? And then he kind of takes a step back, and I fucking pop the door super quick, and I grab a knife. And then as soon as I popped the door, he knew like I wasn't fucking around. But like, I popped the door. He stood there for a second. I fucking flipped open the console. I grabbed it, and then he fucking took off. And I was like, yo.
Damn, dude.
Like, what the fuck, bro? So keep in mind, I live in San Diego. That was in Southeast San Diego. And yeah, it's like the hood, but like not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like back in the day. It's not LA going on out here. But at the same time, shit's cracking off, dude. I was on the hiking trail. I seen a woman carrying a baseball bat, like one of those old school, I'll beat your ass type baseball bats. It was all weathered and shit. Like, fuck, man. Like, people aren't playing, dude. Like, people got guns. People are on edge. Dude, cops aren't responding to things, apparently. Shit's going crazy. It's like who was it? I don't remember if it was the governor or the mayor is like, do not come to LA. Like, that's pretty crazy, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't come here. At the same time, it's like they said that about Mexico, and I went to Mexico, I was chilling. Like, I think the thing is you can't just go anywhere blindly. You know what I'm saying? Like, anywhere that's dangerous anyways, you can't go blindly or unprepared or unmindful, because you've got to be able. See, here's an example of where you got to put yourself first. And that's kind of the theme of what the show is about. That was why I gave that practice speech too, because I had to put myself first. Also, another example of this, and this is going to take a turn too, where it's kind of a little bit different. I'm kind of just going through different things that happened over this last week, where it's like it's applicable to where everybody can use for their own mindfulness or their own entertainment, if that's how this occurs to you, right? So, excuse me. So the thing is as I popped the door to go into the car, that left my oldest son out there with the guy alone for like 2 seconds. Now, the thing is like, I was just like, all right, I have to take this moment to kind of like, not necessarily turn my back, because I didn't know what, like, I was kind of like halfway turned, you know? But I know that my son felt the energy, like, oh shit, like, where you going, dude? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm his dad. He's like it's natural for him to look to me for first, protection or guidance or what to do or whatever, it's like, but this guy, he was this big ass black dude. He had a fucking hood on, and he ran up. His eyes were fucking huge, and this dude was on something for sure. He literally ran up, and he's just like, yeah. And he was just like, oh no, you know what happened? I totally missed the part. He was like, what's up? What are you guys doing? Chilling like a villain. And I was like, bro, he's like a villain. Like, he kept saying that. He kept getting more and more intense. And I was like, nah, bro, like, I'm just here to get my kids. And then that was when it kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I think the word kids kind of like, I don't know if disarmed him was the word, but kind of like, it like some sort of morality kicked into his brain, I feel like, where it's like, oh, like that's a no-go. And it's like everybody from the hood, when you play by the fucking code, and you understand, it's like you don't fuck, like dads are safe, kids are safe, women are safe. It's like that's not part of the game. You know what I mean? And this is very, if you don't understand this might sound crazy or ignorant or whatever, but that's just, there's real codes that people really fucking live by, whether you like it or not, or agree with it or not. So people die over this stuff all day long. And you know what I mean? So, but my point is that oftentimes we have to put ourselves first in order to help out to the maximum capacity. So this has been coming up a lot for so many examples. So that's kind of why I'm running through such different sorts of scenarios here, because it's really like such a good opportunity for us to understand this in so many ways, because I feel like this is what's missing from the world. I don't feel like this is what's wrong with the world, but I feel like this is specifically what's missing from the world, is how to put ourselves first in a way and a context that is of progression and maximum understanding for everybody. So that's always the goal here. So the thing is sometimes you got to pull a knife on somebody. At the same time, we got to have love and respect for each other. At the same time, we can't just go out just fucking clueless. Now, that was a big reminder to me, because the neighborhood I live in now is really fucking safe for them, you know what I'm saying, in general. And I feel like a lot of times people are looking at me like I'm the sketchy person, or I'm the scary looking person, or some shit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, at the same, like, I know how to wear that hat, and I know how not to also. I know how to like put my body positioning to, you know what I'm saying, if I need to look intimidating, or know how to like put my body positioning and my demeanor to not look intimidating, you know, and to look whatever. And it's like, those were little games I used to play to navigate getting through gangs and getting through bullies and getting around cops who were harassing us, and, you know, just different authority figures. Like, it was different little things in our demeanor. And I realized that equaled, you know, like the outcome, or the being a little bit different, or a scenario going a different way. And I feel like that's another example of putting yourself first. Another thing is, this weekend I went and got tattoos to my mom. Shout out to my mom. What up, Judah? Love you. Got hooked up. I got the Warrior tattoo and the Pimp C tattoo. Rest in peace, Pimp C, and rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. Damn. The Ultimate Warrior, it's just like, it's his face mask, and it's his hair spells out warrior. And to me, I view myself as a warrior of love in this lifetime. Like, I will absolutely fight for what is right, and I will speak what's correct. I will speak what's right, and I will fight for that. I'm willing to fucking fight and die for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here trying to go die, but what I'm saying is I will stand for that. And everything that I stand for and I believe in has to do with being a warrior of what's right and good in this lifetime. And it's interesting because there's been several instances where I've gotten brought into people's different visions, or different like readings, or different visualizations, or whatever, to where it was like, yo, like, Calvin's a warrior. That's why he fucking needs to ride motorcycles all the time. Like, he's a modern day warrior, not in like a soldier sort of sense, but in like a samurai sort of sense. And I was like, holy shit. And that resonates with me, because it's like, I will fight for what is right. That's why I got love all tattooed on my face. And at the same time, if somebody needs to be told, fuck you, shut the fuck up, like, out of love, because that's what's going to be best for everybody, then I'll take that position if I need to, or I have to. And I think that's what it represents to me in this modern day time, to fucking do that. So I rip around on a motorcycle and something on wheels and all this shit all the time, because it's like, that's my modern day steed. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that. So it's like that mixed with, in my lineage of Chinese and Norwegian, They were like pirates and sailors and fucking what do you call those guys? Like Vikings and shit. Like that's in my blood, like straight up. Like my Norwegian side is pure Norwegian with like a tiny, tiny percentage of some other thing that happened at one point, but like very, very small. And then my other side's straight Southern Chinese from Toisan. So we, and also, fuck, I forget where my grandma's from. I don't know, but it's straight Chinese, right? So to me, it's almost like I live out this need to conquer and not conquer, but to master and become one with the water and the ocean and then the pool and all this stuff. And then that in combination with having my sister die and losing all these people along the way, in combination with doing all of that, equals a lot of my tattoos, which equals a very putting yourself first sort of thing, So now why I bring this up is because it's like I got tattoos in places where you're like, no, it's supposed to, like traditionally, I don't give a fuck. And that's part of putting myself first. Is I used to give a fuck. Dude, when I first got my love all tattooed on my face, I was putting fucking sunglasses over it, wearing hats. I was showing up to people's houses with a hat on, like when I would show up for appointments, because I'm working with kids and I was just scared I was going to get judged out of my job. And that was super weak. So once I started owning it, people were like, yo, like, who is this guy? Like, he's fucking, man, like, he's weird. I don't know what to make of him. And that's whatever. That's, that's a whole nother thing. But what I realize is like, damn, having tattoos are unique. And when you pick it and it means something to you and you really harness the power of it, it gives you something to, I don't know, there's a certain sort of power that exists inside of it. So when I have, my best friends and my family tattooed on my arms, and it really means something. I have harmony tattooed in Chinese, which that also has its own deep meanings. Maybe one day I'll do an episode on all my tattoos and just all the meanings, just for the hell of it. But for me, the warrior, that's what that means. It's also on my throttle hand. And, they banned me. I'm not supposed to ride motorcycles ever again. I'm not supposed to fucking surf. I'm not supposed to skateboard. I do this shit all the time, non-stop. You know what I mean? So that's what that represents to me as warrior. It's like I fight for what's right. And I don't know, it just reminds me of like twisting of a throttle. There's other tattoos where it's like motorcycle kind of related tattoos, and it's like twist. I forget how to explain it, but kind of reminds me of all those things in one thing. Ultimate Warrior was one of my favorite fucking wrestlers of all time. So if you notice the colors of my logo of the Damn Dude podcast, it's like the Ultimate Warrior colors, basically, like the bright green and pink. Like, I love that shit, So, and shout out to my homie Herschel, because I was like, bro, I want the shit like gangsters, thugged out, surfer bro meets fucking, old school wrestling meets. He's just like, bro, I got you. And I was like, but I don't want it, because in my brain, I'm like thinking all over the top, and he went so simple, and his art is so elaborate. So it's crazy that he was able to take all of that and just put it simple. And I know when you're somebody who goes super deep into detail to do something simple, sometimes that's so deeply genius that it's like, whoa, there's something so trippy to that. So that leads me to, so I got Pimp C tattooed on me. Pimp C, what he represents to me is saying and speaking how the fuck you feel and what the fuck you want to say, and being your motherfucking self to the absolute fucking fullest. That's what Pimp C represents to me. And to me, as somebody who went silent for a year, and it's always been like a struggle for me to speak up and to talk and to share my mind and to share my feelings and my emotions, which we're going to get into, because there's definitely a difference between our feelings and our emotions. So, man, okay, we're going to take a quick break real quick. I got to take a piss and reset the camera. So, and then we'll finish. I'm going to tie up the Pimp C story, and we'll be right back. 1 second. We'll be right back. What is good, everybody? Welcome back. So, yeah, man. Oh, so I'm on day 30. Hold on a second. I'm on day 34 of 75 hard. So day 34 again. um, yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. I can't even, um, I can't even explain, dude. I feel so, I don't even know how to explain. I didn't really take the time to think about all that yet. Anyway, getting back into Pimp C, like I said, he represents just being your fucking self to the absolute fullest, because for some reason, that's the hardest thing to do. Like, why is it so hard for all of us to just be ourselves to the fullest, openly, outwardly, publicly, anywhere, privately? You know what I mean? Like, for whatever reason, I think the ultimate version, one of the ultimate versions of success, outside of like thinking a financial way, is to have the ability to be who you are wherever, outwardly and inwardly, to where it's like our thoughts match our words match our actions match our thoughts and our words, and just in a full circle of that, right? So to me, that's what Pimp C does and reminds me to do continuously, is speak the fuck up. Say what you gotta say, because life is short and we could fucking be dead at any moment here. And if you're unfamiliar with Pimp C, go listen to some interviews of his. For me, I like his music best in UGK when he's with Bun B. Like, I like their music together best. But the biggest thing, I'm more a fan of who Pimp C is and was, rather than just being a fan of his music. I love his music, but I'm ultimately more a fan of him, and what he says resonates with me in a way that just hits differently. You know what I mean? And it's inspiring to me, because he was about unity. He wanted to unionize rap. Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, that's a big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? So to me, he helps further my understanding of myself by living by example. So whether if you agree with what he said or not, the way that he lived his life is what is so inspiring to me, and I think is so fucking dope, because most of us are too scared to do that, to really live life the way that we want to actually really live life. Like, to see ourselves in the most badass version of ourselves, to actually go live that life out and really be that and do that, that takes a whole nother type of individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's harnessing a whole nother level of power in this lifetime. So that's what the tattoo's for. So shout out to my mom. If you guys need some ink done, holler. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, I really want to make the point again that it is not selfish to take care of yourself. It's actually a selfless act to take care of yourself, because like I said, this ties into with Pimp C, is like, yo, we're too caught up in whatever the fuck to actually put ourselves first often enough and continuously to be able to provide a life for ourselves where it's so dope that we can in turn give to others on such a grander scale than we could have imagined in the first place. And I think it takes a lot of selflessness to be able to do that. And the thing is like, in my experience, when I go on this mission of it, like, I'm always trying to help. I always want to be of service. To me, people are always first when it comes to my business interactions or whatever. You know, it's like, I even tell people, it's like, I don't care if you use my service or not. I just want to make sure that your kids are safe and that you're purchasing something you're happy with. You know what I mean? Like, I offer an accelerated program. Like, your kid's going to learn faster than anywhere else with us. Now, the thing is, you can go wherever you like, but just understand that if you're going to shop around for swim lessons, you need to ask the questions. And, well, I mean, you don't need to, but it's very, 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 very helpful to ask, what can I expect my child to learn? What results can I expect for my child? And in how long will it take? Can I take pictures of the whole fucking process? And do I have to document all that my kids eating for the week every single day and the whole process. Also, can your child still learn if they're able to cry? Can your child still learn to swim if they cry? Now, you know what I'm saying? Those are just very good questions to ask, because a lot of times you're not going to get the answer that you like from the majority of these places, or that you would prefer, I should say. So to me, I'm about delivering maximum value to everywhere and not talking discounts. A lot of people hear discounts when I say value, and that's not what it means. It means literally providing value to somebody, where it's like you're giving them something that's valuable. And that's what basically the show's about. And when we show ourselves value, when we have value for ourselves and our self-worth, that sets the example and the tone for our kids and our future generation and the people around us that, whoa, it's actually pretty dope to value yourself. Because right now, what's the biggest struggle for like teenage kids? It's all this fucking depression and sadness, and it's like this competition to say, oh, like, I got all this shit. And it's like, if you don't have all this weird baggage and problems, then you're not part of the cool club. And we got it so backwards that, like, that's not fucking cool, dude. Like, go get help. And people just play it to play it. You know what I'm saying? It sucks, because it's the same thing as kids wanting to be a gangster, kids being a poser skateboarder or fucking wannabe rapper. Or like, if you're not actually about it, you're actually not going to do that, then just stop. Don't do that. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like everybody else. Being happy is a good thing. Being happy is cool as fuck. Feeling good and showing yourself love, exercising, eating good, having good internal dialogue is great stuff. And if we can show that example and be that example, then our kids will think that's what's cool. If you go around and you tell your kids all the time, it's so cold, wear a jacket, they're going to want to grow up and never wear a jacket and move to the snow. You know what I mean? It's like, it bugs me that people aren't aware that this is how it works. If you continuously, you're going to get hurt, your kid's going to get hurt. Like, there's certain things that we just speak into reality. But the thing is like, beyond that, the example of how we live our life is actually going to be the real reality. So oftentimes I show my kids how to do shit crazier than they're already doing it, just to show by example. It's like, it's okay to take chances and get hurt. Like, fall off the fucking jungle gym, fall off the skateboard, like slide down the ramp. Like, let's try, like, let's learn how to do it. Because the thing is, there's an absolute gift and in mastering and understanding the things that you suck at, that are scary, and that you hurt yourself doing. So this applies many different directions. This applies to relationships. This applies to learning a new physical skill. You know what I mean? You're not going to be a great seamstress if you don't poke yourself with a needle a bunch of times on accident. You're not going to be a great mechanic without whacking your knuckles a fucking bunch of times before you learn to predict it. You're not going to use the wrong tools after you snap the head off a bolt. You're not going to go surf putting your feet in the wrong place once you've learned how not to. You're not going to fall off the fucking side of the jungle gym anymore once you've done that, or you understand how it works. Like, there's all these little things, and that's being the ultimate example. So for me, I always think back to when I had basically been like, man, I'm somewhat retired. I'm retired from doing any tricks or ramps or anything from skateboarding. Like, I'm just going to cruise around, right? There was a point where that was kind of my take, where it was like, I wasn't like retired, but it's just like, I really wasn't doing it very much. So showing my oldest son, he didn't know how to drop in the quarter pipe or half pipe. And I'm like, it's easy, bro. Just fucking, just stomp the bolts and lean forward, bend your knees. Like, that's it. That's really all it takes. And keep your eyes forward and have a plan for once you get to the other side. Like, as long as you have a plan once you get to the other side, like, you're fine. Whether you jump up or you jump up, whatever, just have a plan. So he's trying, he's terrified, he's not figuring it out. And I'm like, it's easy. And once I caught myself saying, it's easy, just do this. If those are my words, then I better be able to show that, right? So I had to fucking get up and be like, boom, that's how you do it. Like, whoa, what the heck? Like, okay. And now he can do it. And he fucking goes on the huge ass ones, and he's not, you know what I'm saying? He might think twice on the really big ones if it's been a long time, but he'll go. And he always like creates these little games for himself where it's like, I've got to do at least this amount of these. And that's one thing I love about sports that are like board sports or sports where you're on a bike or wheels or something like that, because it forces you to push yourself to get better. Like you're in competition with yourself. And when we learn to compete with ourselves, there's becomes this understanding of, okay, it's not that like, how do I say it? Like, when we learn to endure pain masterfully and successfully, that is the power and the key to happiness and growth, is to be able to master, or is to endure the shitty stuff to the point of mastery and or understanding. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you only have done 100 push-ups ever, that sucks. Like, not that you've only done 100, but like push-ups suck. If that's it, like, if you've only done 100 push-ups ever, that's likely your perspective that push-ups fucking suck because you didn't see any results from it. It's just hard and that's it. But once you've done enough push-ups to see the muscles and feel the muscles and like twitch the muscles and do the Terry Crews thing, and like once you're able to do that, you're like, oh, the pain is worth the fucking, that's the key. The enduring the pain to the point of mastery or understanding is the key. So if you push through that suck long enough, that is the key to mastery and understanding. You know what I'm saying? It's like this it's like I don't know about recycling, but it's just like it's its own ecosystem. So the thing is with this ecosystem of pushing through and see, not pushing through, and I don't even know if enduring is the right word, because it's like learning to love the pain on purpose. And that's kind of what I see board sports and like individualized sports like skating and biking and scootering and all that stuff, surfing, all of that is like you're pushing yourself to get better. And that's the best type of way to get better, is pushing yourself, because anytime somebody else pushes you, it's going to be met with resistance automatically. So to understand that understanding, I think we need to know the difference between our feelings and our emotions. Because if we think about this, and shout out for the topic ideas, by the way, again, this is really fucking dope, is that most of us do not know the difference between feelings and emotions in this day and age in the United States. And I believe that is because the way that our language is set up has forced those two things to collapse into one thing. Because we say things like, let me think of an example. Like I feel sad. Okay. You know, like, what does that feel like? What does that mean? But it's more so, it's like, that's more so, feeling sad is more so the emotion, but what's the physical feeling? So, you know, we can, oftentimes it's, for most people, in my experience that I've come across, now there's a lot of people who do feel really the feeling of sad, but it's like, okay, so like, let's flip this real quick, because this is where I kind of start losing people in this, is let's flip this real quick, which is, okay, let's say that you feel hungry. Hungry is a feeling. It's not an emotion. There's emotions about being hungry, but you feel hungry. Like, that's a natural state of feeling. So what does hungry feel like? Well, it feels like my stomach's going, I feel my head getting light, and I feel my emotions starting to spark up. That is those, you know what I'm saying? So that would be a response to after the feeling of hungry already occurred. So let's take that with sad. I feel sad. So what does that mean exactly? What
is your body producing? So a lot of times, does it mean like you go numb and then you're sad, or is it like you feel sad and then what are the physical reactions? So I think when we can identify those and we can kind of separate the difference between, well, this is how I feel versus this is the emotion about it, it brings us to be able to understand ourselves a little bit better, because oftentimes, damn, how do I want to say this? Like, I guess where I want to go with this is to how to put that understanding into reality, because otherwise it just kind of doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of ways we can take this, right? But this example had struck me and it had hit home for a couple other people too. So that's the only reason I bring this up, is like, are feelings a response to our emotions? That's crazy to think. Now, I didn't come up with that. That's really good though, by the way. Like, feelings are a response to our emotions, or are emotions a response to our feelings? You see, so I guess it could go both ways, and it's kind of like whatever. But like, the thing is that's just really insightful, because oftentimes when we have certain feelings or emotions, we confuse them with one or the other. And that's kind of the point of this, is like, they are distinctly different. Feeling hungry, feeling nervous, feeling excited, like where's that coming from? Is it coming from a feeling in your stomach? Is it coming from a shortness of breath? Is it coming from certain thoughts? Is it coming from outside influence? So this is where I think putting yourself first, understanding where you stand and what was I? Understand where and how we articulate and interpret life and thoughts and stuff as they come at us. Are we just responding to our feelings about something? Are we just responding to our emotion about something? Are we responding to somebody else's feeling or emotion about something? And why I think this is important is because this ties into enduring pain masterfully, because the more understandings we have of feelings and emotions and different pains, the more we can get through it in a masterful and more understanding sort of way. So if enduring the pain masterfully, or until mastery, or until understanding is the power and the key to being happy, I think that's really part of the equation, is going through our emotions in doing this. Because a lot of us will view putting yourself first, okay, I got to go exercise. A lot of people agree on that. Yeah, you should exercise and be healthy. But here's the other piece that I think is just kind of like silently in the background of everything that we kind of ignore, or it's trained into our society to be like this. But it's like, we just kind of discount or exclude or look over the emotion part and the how we think and how we interpret part, which is at this point in life almost more important than the physical part. Because if our understandings of our feelings and our responses and our emotions are understood, then we're more likely to just get outside or go work out or exercise or whatever anyways, because we already understand how we feel and what our purpose and what we're supposed to do is. And that in turn comes full 360 about being a good example for the youth, because that's living by example. And it's like, you could just talk about it all day long, but if we don't actually do it, it doesn't do anything. So again, that whole thing with the feelings versus emotions, when I look at that with skateboarding or motorcycling or learning a new trick or trying something physical or running farther, like a real life example for me would be like doing 75 hard, or just exercising, let's say, where it's cold outside, I'm in a time crunch, I have to do this, I have to do that, there's a million different things going on. And and it's fucking cold. And the last thing I want to do is go outside and run, right? It's like my emotions about it are like, wah, 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 wah. But then my feelings about it are kind of like, no, fuck you, shut up, let's go. Fuck you, let's go. You know you need to. Because I kind of have a relationship with my feelings and my emotions. Like I talk to myself in many different ways and aspects in a way where I kind of like compartmentalized all the different feelings and emotions in my brain with their own relationship. Like I like to think with my thoughts as relationships. Like I've talked about before, is like I have a relationship with integrity. We're friends. I have a relationship with discipline. We're friends. I have a relationship with doing what's right. We're friends. I have a relationship with my depression part of me that's in there. We're friends. I have a relationship with the anger part of me. We're friends. I have a relationship with the whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a relationship with all of these pieces of myself to where it just helps me understand. It's not on some like crazy shit, but it's like, it just helps me understand why I come from where I come from. Because like I said, my gift, I believe, is the ability to simplify very simply in a way that's easy that's easy and very logical and very easy and logical to understand, if I can even say the words. So that kind of all ties back to, dude, we have to put ourselves first, even if we have kids, because, oh, I have kids. Is a fucking weak ass, lame fucking excuse. It only works for certain things. And as a parent, I know you're bullshitting. People who don't have kids, they're just not allowed to say anything about it. And it's bullshit. If you can't do it because you have kids, then you're being a shitty example, straight up. And I mean that with all respect and all due offense, if that's what's necessary to get you the fuck up and be a better example for your kids. Or the youth, or your little brother, your little sister, or your cousins, or your fucking schoolmates, or your coworkers, or your fucking whoever the fuck is important to you, your dog, your cat, your fucking goldfish, your imaginary friend, whatever, right? Whatever you need, like use that shit to empower yourself, because it's not selfish. Taking care of other people, you will burn out and get exhausted. 100% of people who are just servants to other people and never take care of themselves and take the time for themselves, they get exhausted, they burn out, they get fucking all these crazy ailments that don't even make sense. And you're like, man, no, she was so happy. It's like, nah. If you don't take care of yourself and you only give, excuse me, you're gonna burn out. It's exhausting. Nobody can do that forever. So the more you fill your own cup, the more you can pour into others' cups. But the thing is, you got to refill your cup. And if you don't fill your fucking cup, then go wait back at the back of the line, because you're not ready to get out there and start fucking talking about how you're ready to share your water, because you don't got any fucking water in your cup. So get to the back of the line, reset. Going back to square one is always the answer when life gets tough. Whenever we need to reset, think about what that means. Reset. I need to ground. I need to reset. It's like I need a vacation. I need to reset myself. That's going back to square one. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. Going back to square one is not bad. The thing is, once you go back to square one, you don't go back to square two. You go back to square two 2.0. You go back to square two revived. You go to square two remixed. You know what I'm saying? If you try to go back to the same square two, that's going backwards. And that's a common mistake a lot of people make. So we've got to move forwards to a new square two. Let's call it square B. And then if you got to go back, fine. But the thing is like that's basically how we get caught up, that example right there, in living our old high school dreams and our old fucking high school glory and all that shit, is we keep doing that. We want to go back to our old square two, but the reality is we need to create a new square one with the understanding of old square two.
Damn, dude.
That was fucking fire.
Damn, dude.
Damn, bro. That shit was tight. But that's some real shit, man. And if you guys are going to take anything from this episode, put your motherfucking self first because it feels fucking good. People will respect you for it. And no matter what the fuck you say and how you say it, people are going to misunderstand and misinterpret and take shit how the fuck they want to take it and how they're capable of taking it anyways. You can say it perfect. You can plan out the perfect song, the perfect speech, the perfect post, the perfect whatever, the perfect book, the perfect whatever, perfect recipe. You can do all, you could spend 20 years making it perfect, and someone's gonna be like, that sucks. The moment you put it out, fuck you, do it anyway. You gotta fucking do that. Create history. When you look back, do you want to be able to have videos of you doing cool shit? Damn, remember when I was fucking up to that? I remember I had a bounce house company, and I didn't even have a fucking car. I'm like, wow, like, I really fucking did that. I went and fucking met one of my heroes who's worth multi-millions of dollars, if not billions, at my brokest. You know, it's like, these things are fucking possible, dude. So on that note, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Take care of your motherfucking self because nobody can do you like you. So take care of you because how else are people gonna appreciate you? That's the best example that we can motherfucking be. So I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Much love. And a song from my son. Let's take it out. Much love. Peace. Here for days. 38. Touch your face.
Not the beach, not the the last one feels too. And it's gonna
Be me and you.
Damn, dude.
Much love, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.